make sure that you are checking that frequently. That's the way I communicate with you if you've missed something, or I try to give you reminders about things. And your counselor should have / will be sending you information about signing up for classes for next year. So I wanted to just take a brief moment to make sure you knew what really kind of follows this class. It's nothing that confusing. It's Spanish 3, right? You're in Spanish 2, and next year is Spanish 3. I would definitely recommend it. I would say most colleges like you to have 3 years of a language. So most people just kind of continue on with it after second year. It would be hard to move to the honors class next year, not impossible. So if that is something that you are interested in, you need to talk to me one-on-one, but hard because this year we have not covered exactly the same stuff that they have covered. So that would be a difficult but not impossible switch. So if that is something that you are thinking about, you probably just need to talk to me individually and we'll see if I think that's a good idea or not. Otherwise, like I said, the natural progression is Spanish 3. You should check with your counselor if you have any specific questions about the diploma that you are going for, because there are different diplomas out there with different requirements. But for most of us, the general is 3 years of a language is recommended and certainly encouraged. And it's just, like I said, pretty much just a continuation of this class. I teach third year, so they just bloom, right together. I'm not the only teacher, so it's not to say you would definitely have me next year, whether that would be good or not good. But yeah, it's a pretty easy progression. So it's Spanish 3 that you want to sign up for if you're going to continue with Spanish, which I hope that you will. Yeah, any questions about scheduling?
The Spanish 3, can you take half of it during summer school?
I don't think it is offered in the summer, not to my knowledge. Okay, good question. I've never seen that offered, and I would doubt that that would be something new that would be offered because, COVID, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah. You should get a message. Have you gotten a message from your counselor?
Like yesterday, he sent like a thing saying there's a Zoom meeting tonight.
Oh.
I spoke that said nothing about schedule. I was confused.
I didn't know about a Zoom meeting.
Yeah, a Zoom meeting.
It's probably if you have questions, if not, I bet they'll record the Zoom. The question was about is there some Zoom meeting tonight? So I don't actually know. It sounds like maybe did it say for scheduling?
It is today, it didn't say that.
Okay.
It just said for questions.
For questions. Okay, so it's probably just for that. And otherwise, you have a little form to fill in, right? That you just fill in online, or have you not gotten that yet? Okay, it's possible that you have it. Counselors are just starting to send them, so it's possible that not everyone has gotten one. How many people have gotten a little form to fill in? Okay. Yeah, when I saw hands, it looks like maybe half or a little less than half have even gotten that. So it's possible that maybe they're waiting. Some of the counselors could be waiting for this meeting tonight, and then we'll send it out. So I would say, if you haven't gotten anything by next week, message your counselor. Just ask them, right? Nora said she has been asking questions just on Canvas, right? Yeah, and her counselor's just been responding to them. So I would say give it a few more days. Don't freak out. Just start thinking about classes. And then, I would think that by the end of the week, by tomorrow, if you haven't gotten anything, give it till next week. There's no great hurry. And then I would say if next week you haven't gotten anything yet, just keep checking your inbox. Ask your friends. If everybody seems to be getting it but you, let your counselor know. Any other questions? Okay, so just kind of, start thinking about that. But again, I really hope most of you will continue with Spanish. There's no reason not to. It really is kind of next year kind of starts bringing the pieces together. So it's a good opportunity, especially since this year's been so weird and half of last year was so weird, to hopefully try and, especially for in person again, help you pull together all these crazy pieces of things that you've been struggling with on your own this last year. So, okay, so let's do a little Zoom blink. Anybody want to go today? Anybody feel like sharing some things about you? Okay, well, the lucky winner is how about Josh? Want to tell us something interesting about you, Josh? I'd love it if you get your camera on. I don't know if it goes on or not, but just so we can see your face real quick.
Nah, you ain't gonna. I mean, you can see the top of my head or something like that.
All right, we get to see the top of Josh's head. All right, better than nothing. All right, Josh, tell us something that you are interested in or really like. One of your favorites.
One thing I could say. I mean, not most people do it here, but I sell shoes, so I mean, if you like shoes, I guess you could blink.
Okay, who's into shoes? Where are my shoe people? I got one over there. I got Quentin's way up. I got some blinking. Buddy over here. Okay, you got 1 out of 3. I got a few out there.
You need some shoes? Hit me up on Instagram.
I was gonna say, you just sell yourself there, Josh. All right, so Instagram is the way to reach Josh. Is that right?
Yeah, I'm gonna put it in chat. I ain't gonna lie to you.
All right, you know, I ain't gonna block it. So there you go. All right, but before you do that, tell us another thing you're into besides shoes, Josh.
I play football.
Okay, football. Football fans out there? Football? I got unique up. 1 out of 3. Anybody else football? Blink, put up your little, you can do a little reaction. I think the reactions are fun too. You put, I don't know if I can do it while it's on there. I don't think I can. Let's see. Oh, I can. There's me. That's me. All right. Football. Good. Okay. Anybody, anything else you want to share? You got 3 things, Josh, or just 2?
I can't speak, but I watch Naruto too, or not. I should just say anime, but I watch on Naruto.
Okay, anime. Anybody anime out there? Who likes the anime? Oh, I see a couple blinks. Anybody in here? Nope, quiet in class. All right, couple blinks. All right, thanks, Josh. So anime, football, and if you need some shoes, I believe check the chat. You know where to go. There you go. Little free advertising. And Josh, I don't know if anybody watches my videos, but I'm recording your class, so it's out there. It's out there. All right. Okay, bye, Hannah. I don't know if you already left. Okay, so let's see. Moving on, we're going to do a little stuff in the book. We're going to look at a little reading and listening activity, and then I want to work on those speaking questions, those imperfect questions that we started the other day. So that's going to be our focus today. Let me just give you a brief look at next week. So tomorrow we'll talk more about it, but tomorrow, next week is a weird week if you don't already know, because there's 2 extra asynchronous, that's my new word of the year. I didn't know what that meant before now. Days on Canvas next week. So Tuesday and Thursday, we will not have Zoom next week. You will not come in on those days if you are in person. Those are for iStep. So if you are a junior or senior, I don't have too many of you in this class, but it's possible there's somebody in here that would affect you. Everybody else then just gets a Canvas day. And basically, there are 3 things that you're going to be working on for me. Okay, one of them is getting ready for your speaking quiz. One of them is getting ready for a vocab quiz. And the third thing is I'm going to give you a little project to work on, since you'll have 3 days, not with me, to work on related to the imperfect. So that's kind of what's going to be going on. So today and tomorrow, while I have you, we're going to do lots of practice just together on those kind of topics. All right. So vamos a empezar con el vocabulario. All right. I'm going to put up a little,
Is Monday still an asynchronous day?
Yes. So I will not see you Monday, Tuesday, or Thursday next week. It's a crazy week. So only Wednesday and Friday will we be on Zoom. So here's what I got for you. All right, vamos a escuchar un poquito y después vamos a leer un poquito y después yo tengo una práctica de escuchar. All right, so it all kind of goes together here. Vamos a empezar aquí. All right, I'm going to share my screen with you. You don't really need anything out. Just need you to follow along for now. All right, as I am doing this, I'm kind of really trying to give you some tips for listening activities and reading activities. All right, you'll see I usually try to put one of those on all my quizzes, one or the other. In real life, I do both, but it's just too much for our online life. So what are the best tips I can give you? Okay, number one, you have to know your vocab, right? The more vocab you know, the more words you know, obviously, the more you're going to understand. Okay, it's kind of a given. So when I give you time to work on Quizlet, you got to use it. All right, I can't just force these words into your head. You have to do that. And whether you're here or not, I still try to play games. I feel like we had a few less games and whatnot because you're virtual, but I try my best. But ultimately, that's up to you. Then the other thing to remember is you do not have to understand every single word. If it's listening, no big deal. If it's reading, no big deal. You need to get the main idea. So that is what I want you always focused on when we practice reading, we practice listening, and today we're going to do both. All right, so I'm going to play this through, and you can follow along. And basically, your goal is to get the main idea, okay? So you're listening, you're looking at the pictures. You already know what this is going to be about. You already know your vocab to some degree, so this should come as no surprise. You're not looking at things you have never seen before, right? And obviously, the blue words are all vocab, so you're kind of focused on those. And you already have an idea. Look, it looks like Marta y Jorge van a hacer una conversación, right? You're making some educated guesses, looking at the way it's set up. And then you're kind of prepared before you even hear the Spanish. You have a good idea before you even try and deal with it of what's to come. So that's going to be really important as you continue trying to figure things out. All right, vamos a escuchar. Let me play it one time through. You're focused on main ideas, blue words, getting the gist. Here we go.
Mira cómo le cortó el pelo.
Sorry, my thing took a minute to catch up. We're probably right here. Mira is right where we are. Okay. Sometimes it'll let me start over, sometimes it won't. Let's see.
Pelo a la muñeca rubia.
Right here.
Esa niña se porta mal.
De niño, yo también era travieso en la escuela, pero en mi casa era obediente. Yo obedecía a mi papá en todo. Jugaba con mis bloques. No quería molestar a nadie. El tren eléctrico, los peces, el pez, la tortuga, los bloques, la guardería infantil, el muñeco, el dinosaurio.
¿De veras? Mi situación era diferente. Yo era desobediente. También era consentida. Yo tenía muchos juguetes, pero me portaba mal. No me gustaba compartir.
No me digas, ahora eres generosa con todo el mundo. Mañana llevas una caja con juguetes a la guardería infantil, ¿verdad?
En esa caja está la muñeca rubia. Me gustaba mucho de pequeña.
El patio de recreo, saltar a la cuerda, el triciclo, la colección, la moneda, mentir, el mundo, pelearse, la verdad.
Okay, so ahora vamos a leer un poquito. All right, I'm gonna make this bigger, make sure everybody in here can see it. Let's see. Can you guys read it back there? Yeah, okay. All right, so ahora van a leer la información para obtener las ideas más importantes. Tenemos Marta, tenemos Jorge, pero habla de Emilia. Hay tres personas, ¿sí? Hay Marta, hay Jorge, y los dos habla de Emilia. Entonces hay tres personas, right, aquí. So, necesitan leer la información para entender las cosas más importantes, ¿sí? Sí, all right, I'm gonna pause for a minute. If you need to look up a word, look it up. If you're not sure what traviesa is,
Traviesa.
they say it a couple times. It's one of the first words on your vocab list. So that might be one worth looking up. All right. I think you see a lot of cognates, bloques, obediente. Jugaba, molestar. We said it's not really to molest, it's to bother. So if you don't know some of these blue words, grab your vocab list. Otherwise, las cosas más importantes. Take a second. We are going to do a listening activity afterwards, so I want to make sure you got the gist of it here. All right, can I get a thumb up if you've got the gist, you're ready to move on, or a thumb down if you need another second to look it over? Where are we at? Okay, I got only one thumb online. Let me know. Okay, looks like I got a mix. So I'll give you another 30 seconds here. Again, main ideas. Look up traviesa if you need to. Look up se porta mal, or maybe you can remember the word mal, you know is bad, so you have the gist. All right, I'm going to transition this down to the second part. Oh, you know what? While we're here real quick, let me mention los peces. So el pez is our little fish. Los peces is just the plural. Now, just FYI, in Spanish, there's a different word for the fish that you eat. So unless you want to eat your little goldfish, which you don't, it is what you need? Pescado. So when you were learning food, ideally you learn the word pescado, right? So please don't eat your little goldfish. That would be a shame. So eat pescado instead. All right, I'm going to give you a minute down here. Again, focus on those blue words, right? Desobediente, consentida, if you're conceited, maybe you see that cognate. Generosa, another cognate. La guarderia infantil, see the word infant there, should help guide you. So take a look, get the main ideas. Las cosas más importantes is what you're always going for here. Need to look something up? Look it up. Otherwise, don't worry about every word. All right, what do you think? Got the gist? See, or need more time? See or no? I'm looking at you if you're online. Give me a thumbs up or thumbs down. Are you good? You got the gist? Thumbs down if you need another second. All right, I am seeing no thumbs down. All right, so vamos a hacer una actividad de escuchar. All right, vamos a escuchar. Hay 6 frases en español y necesitan decidir si describe Marta, Jorge o Emilia. Okay, otra vez, I'll say it again. Make sure you're listening, trying to understand what I'm saying. Van a escuchar 6 frases en español. Necesitan decidir si describe Marta, Jorge o Emilia. Raise your hand if you understand the directions. Are you with me? Let me see online. My people in front of me seem to be with me. How many people understand the directions? Okay, that's part of your challenge, right? You got to listen for cognates again. All right, Victoria, tell me what's the gist of it? What'd you get?
Aren't we like supposed to listen to it and then write it down and like the vocab words?
You're on the right track. It's not vocab words I want you to write down. Can anybody clarify? Maggie? I said, I don't know exactly what I said, but something along the lines of las frases describe Marta, Jorge, or Emilia. So what do you have to decide? Not who said it. Describe. What's that word, describe? Yeah, who's being described. All right. So necesitan un poco de papel. Can you grab a place to jot? Grab a place to jot something down. And I'm going to actually screen share a different thing so you can see all of these words on one screen because that was driving me crazy last period. So you're finding some place to jot. Okay. I don't care if you want to pull up something on your computer where you can jot them down, right? Or just grab a scratch sheet of paper. And I don't know if you noticed, I put it under your current lesson here. So I'm going to screen share this instead, or you can actually look at it on your own if for some reason you can't see mine, but I'll screen share it here. I guess if you're in class, I'll make it a little bigger, but if that's too small for you, then maybe you want to just pull up it's on my current lesson. Oh no, can you see that? If that's too small for you, it's on there, okay? So, all right, van a escuchar 6 frases, all right? So your job, you're going to write down Marta, Jorge, or Emilia. I will play them for you twice. And let's see if you can figure out who is being described. So that is the same thing we were looking at, just without that picture in the middle. All right, let me pull this over here so I can play it for you. And so many things, wait. All right, we ready? ¿Listos? There we go. Número 1.
1. Le cortó el pelo a la muñeca rubia.
Okay, take a minute, see if you can figure out who's being described. If not, I'll play it again in a second. All right, número 2.
2. De niño le gustaron los bloques. 3.
Okay, give me a second. All right, Trace.
3. Es generosa con todo el mundo.
You didn't quite catch who it is. You can always write down the word you heard, and then maybe when I play it a second time, you'll be able to connect it. Número 4.
4. Es muy traviesa.
Número 5.
5. Era desobediente en la escuela.
All right, número 6.
6. Le gustaba la muñeca rubia.
If I give you a second, gather your thoughts. I'll play it twice. If I expected you to get them all the first time, guess what? I wouldn't play it twice. So that means I don't expect you to get them all the first time. So now you got the gist of it. You can go ahead and scan through it one more time if you want to. You know what words to focus on, and let's see if we can get however many you got. Let's see if we can get more. Okay, if you got 1, let's see if we can get 2. If you got 5, let's see if we can get 6. All right, here we go from the top. Número 1.
1. Le cortó el pelo a la muñeca rubia.
Here comes 2.
2. De niño le gustaron los bloques.
3.
3. Es generosa con todo el mundo. 4. Es muy traviesa. 5. Era desobediente en la escuela. 6. Le gustaba la muñeca rubia.
All right, well, let's see how we did. So first off, just kind of a show of hands here. And if I'm looking at you, if you're on Zoom, you can put up a little, emoji or a reaction or whatever. If your camera's off at the moment, that's okay. How many people feel like you got at least half? We get half, maybe, hopefully. All right. That's a good starting point. All right. Now, hopefully, maybe you got a little more than half. Let's see. Vamos a ver. All right. So I'm going to say it one more time, and then I'm going to need a volunteer to kind of tell me the answer, who they thought it was, and then I'll help you see it if you didn't see it. All right. That's the idea here. So pay attention if this was hard for you. 2 things. Number 1, vocab. Number 2, pay attention as I point out where it came from so you can do better next time. So número 1 said, le cortó el pelo a la muñeca rubia. Anybody want to try and help us with that one? What are you thinking, Unique? It is Amelia. And so you were probably looking here at the top, right? Do you know what it means when she said, le cortó el pelo a la muñeca? Yeah. So Amelia, when she was little, was always cutting her doll's hair, right? Anybody out there do that? My daughter was the worst. She's 6 now. Oh my gosh. Well, first of all, my son, who's 7, they cut off like all of her hair when she was about 2. And then she just got real into it. Like I would find like little clumps of doll hair everywhere. She'd like try and hide it like under her bed or like, it's crazy. So I'd like hide all the scissors, and then she'd find like my nail scissors and she'd cut her. It was like really a big problem in our house for a long time. She's better now. She's in recovery, but she loved cutting doll hair. Apparently also Amelia did. All right, so número 2. I thought this one is pretty straightforward. I always think there's some that are easier and some that are medium and some that are harder. De niño le gustaron los bloques. Somebody want to tell us about that one? Look at online. Somebody online, help us out. What'd you hear there? Anybody got number 2 for me? Got a few hands up. All right, Maddie, what'd you get? What are you thinking?
I had Jorge.
Yeah, Jorge, because what did he like? Remember? What are los bloques? Anyone? Box, right? So it's right here, right? It said jugaba con mis bloques, right? So he used to play with blocks. Good. All right, número 3, I'll say it one more time. Es generosa con todo el mundo. Es generosa con todo el mundo. Who would like that one? Es generosa con todo el mundo. Zoom friends. Look alive. There's Liliana. Gracias.
Is it Jorge?
It is not Jorge. What's the word generosa? I think you know this, Liliana. Help me. What's generosa, Liliana?
Generous.
Okay, so you were looking down here, but it's not describing Jorge. Who is he describing? Look at it. It says, ahora eres generosa. So who's he? It's in the 2 form. Who's he talking to, Liliana?
Marta.
Marta, right? So that's the one that would be generosa. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay, everybody see it now if you didn't. So that was a little harder. The word generosa wasn't hard. You could pick that out, but then you had to be careful. Remember, so I said, who is it describing? And he says, you are, eres generosa. All right, número 4, es muy traviesa. Es muy traviesa. Kaylee, what are you thinking?
Is it Amelia?
Yes, it is Amelia. Back at the top here. Amelia es tan traviesa. What is traviesa, clase? Yeah, naughty. She was bad. She was a bad little girl. Traviesa. Right? So right out of the top there. Good, Amelia. All right, let's see. Numero cinco era oh, this one's hard. This one's a little hard. Listen carefully, especially to the end. Listen to it. Check your work. Era desobediente en la escuela. Unique, what are you thinking? Let me see. Amelia, no. Where, you wrote Martha. Okay, so it did say, okay, so it says Amelia was naughty, but we'll focus on the en la escuela part. Anybody see it, Victoria? Help us out.
I know Jorge said it, but I think he was like talking about, oh, he's talking about himself. As a child, he was in school or something.
There it is. Focus on that en la escuela. So you're right. Amelia was naughty, but the question was who was disobedient in school? And he said, era travieso. So I was naughty en la escuela. Do you see it now? But that one was a little harder because they do talk about obediente and desobediente down here, but not in school. So you got to listen to the whole thing there and en la escuela. All right, let's finish it up. Who said or who was describing le gustaba la muñeca rubia? Le gustaba la muñeca rubia. Towards the bottom. Help me out. Got a couple hands up. Anybody hasn't gone yet? Want to do it? Nora's in. All right, go ahead, Nora. It is Martha down here at the bottom, right? She said she liked her little blonde doll, La Muñeca Rubia, down here. She said, oh, me gustaba mucho de niña. I loved it as a kid. All right, so what do you think? How many people did get half? Did you get at least half? You got 3 out of 3 in here. All right, so listen, again, every time we practice, pay attention. And again, I'm trying to pick it apart and help you so that when you do have it on a quiz or a final exam or whatever, you kind of have your strategy. So we'll keep practicing it. All right. Okay. So I want to spend the rest of our time today on those speaking questions. All right. So there is a link if you're looking at your current lesson. Number 3, it says imperfect speaking questions. If you're not there, head back to Canvas, head to your current lesson, and go to the imperfect speaking questions. All right, I want to talk about these for a couple minutes. I want to explain what I'm going to be looking for next week. And then I want to give you some time to practice. Actually, we'll go through one round together, and then I want to give you some time to practice. All right, so you should be looking at your own imperfect speaking questions. All right, so here's the deal. We are going to practice these today with a partner, together with a partner. We're going to practice them not next week, tomorrow with a partner. And then you're going to have Monday and Tuesday to practice them on your own. I'm going to do a few speaking quizzes on next Wednesday, and then the rest of them next Friday. Remember, I only get you 2 days next week, so Wednesday and Friday, I'll try to get through most of them. All right. So what am I expecting? Well, I'm going to ask you the question. They may or may not go in order, so don't expect them to go in order. You got to listen to the question. All right, and I am looking for a complete sentence in Spanish using the imperfect tense. All right, now, as always, the first question, right? ¿Cómo eras? What were you like? If you can tell me one thing, that's fine. If you can tell me 2 things, will that add points to your score? Sure. Right? This is a little opportunity, like it would be on a speaking final, for you to show me what you can do. All right, so think about your word choice. If you can get in a vocab word, is that going to be probably a little bit better than telling me I like pizza? Sure, because pizza is a real easy word. And if you can tell me a word in Spanish that's maybe a little harder, right, you would be rewarded for that. If you can tell me 2 things you like, you would be rewarded for that. If you want to tell me 2 places you used to go or 2 things you used to do, right? Or you want to use a vocab word to describe yourself, use that word travieso or traviesa. Right? Anything like that adds to it. So keep that in mind. Otherwise, just give me a basic answer. If that's where you're at, that's fine. But if you can give me a little more, do it. All right. So I would like to run through these together. I want you to hear a good example. And then if you're online, I'll put you in a breakout room. And if you're here, I'll just let you guys practice for a second. All right. So I'm going to go in order today. I want somebody to share a good answer with me. So you are looking at your answers right now. You don't have to make these up. Okay, you're looking at what you've submitted. Check my comments. If there are any more comments that I added, make sure you note them because I gave them to you because I wanted you to start practicing these with all the correct answers. All right. So, número uno says, cuando eras niño or niña, ¿cómo eras? Can I get a couple good answers to this question? Can somebody tell me what your answer would look like? I'll take a couple on each. Nora? Okay, so she says, era tranquila de niña. So she added in that little de niña bit. That's good, right? You don't have to. She could have just said era tranquila, but she added de niña or cuando era niña. That helps. That adds to it. You'll notice she also said tranquila because she's a girl. Okay, you got to think about your adjective ending. If you're a boy, I'll be listening for tranquilo. All right, want to give me one more to that, Maggie? Okay, she says yo era simpática de niña. Good. So she was nice. All right, let's look at number two. Let's get a couple examples. So I want a bunch of volunteers here. If you haven't volunteered yet today, be ready because I'll call on you, especially if your camera's off. I want to know you're there and paying attention. ¿Qué hacías los fines de semana? ¿Qué hacías los fines de semana? Anybody want to share? Quentin, what you got?
That's number 2, right? Jugué, jugaba afuera.
Okay, good. So jugaba is a great verb to use. I used to play. He gave me the word afuera. That's a good expression. It means outside. All right. So that's a new word. He's going to have to practice that, but that would be a good answer. That's a hard word. Jugaba afuera. I used to play outside. Kaylee, what'd you say?
Yo molestaba mi madre.
Okay. So molestaba mi madre. I used to bug my mom. Poor mom. Although we kind of love it. All right. Let's see. Sylvia, you want to do yours too?
Yeah. I said yo jugaba volleyball.
Okay. Yo jugaba volleyball. Being picky here is a little tiny thing, but I'm going to tell you since I don't know if you wrote it or not, or if I wrote it. Technically, after jugaba, you have a little ah. So jugaba al volleyball, if you want to be perfect there, because it'd be al. Jugaba al volleyball. All right, sounds good. Let's go on to number 3. De niño or niña, ¿qué te gustaba? ¿Qué te gustaba? Who's got a good one? It hasn't gone yet today. ¿Qué te gustaba? ¿Qué te gustaba? Let me see. How about Ayana? Oh, sorry, Charles, I'll come to you in a minute. Ayana, you want to give me one?
Was that number 3?
Yes.
Okay. De Nina me gustaban menucas y el patio de recreo.
Tell me, what was your last thing? La muñeca. What was the second thing you said?
El patio de recreo.
Oh, good. Yeah. So me gustaba. Okay. La muñeca. That's a hard word for you. Everybody try that word. Repitan. La muñeca. La muñeca. It's kind of a funny word. La muñeca or el patio de recreo. Another good place to go, by the way, if you ever need pronunciation help, is on Quizlet. Don't forget, when you're going through your flashcards, you can go to options and you can put on, it'll help you pronounce them because I know sometimes they are hard. And that's a little hard too, since you're not with me as much. It's hard to go through those. All right, I feel like somebody else is did anybody else have their hand up? Yeah, Charles, go ahead, give me one, Charles.
Me gusta los manquillos. Manquillos.
Tell me, what word is that? I'll help you say it. What word are you trying to say there? Like, what is it in English, Charles? What you used to like? Can you not remember? Was it muñecos or no?
Yes, it was a toys.
Oh, did you say like, is it action figures, muñecos? Or are we saying like juguetes?
It was muñeco.
Okay. All right, let's practice that one. All right. So, ready? Everybody repeat that. Okay. Let's just all say the whole thing. Me gustaban. Me gustaban. Get that part. All right. And again, it's the masculine word for dolls, right? They're action fingers. Los muñecos. Try it. Los muñecos. Okay, it's a mouthful. Everybody online, try it. Los muñecos. Okay, good. All right, let's do número 4. ¿Qué comías? ¿Qué comías? Let's see. Bailey, want to do ¿qué comías? Bailey. I know you're there, aren't you? I can see you. ¿Qué comías? Want to answer number 4? Okay, I'll come back to you. Victoria, ¿qué comías?
I answered with yo comía lemon. I can't say lemons in Spanish.
Limones.
Yeah.
Limones. Try it, Victoria. You don't have to say it for all of us, but make sure you're practicing it. Limones. All right. Let's see. I'm trying to see who could use a point. I feel like I've lost a few people on here. Dalia, want to do that? ¿Qué comías, Dalia?
What was the question?
Number 4, ¿qué comías?
¿Qué comía? Okay.
Are you looking at your questions?
Yeah.
Okay. You got it?
¿Qué comía? Isn't that the 4th one?
Uh-huh.
Galatas de animals, I think.
Oh, yeah, you did that hard. Okay. So all right, so repeat your word for me. Say comía.
Comía.
All right, so you did animal crackers, right?
Yeah.
Remember looking at that. All right, so it's a little bit of a harder word, but let me help you with it. So repeat that. Galletas
Galleta
de animal.
de animal.
You got it? Galletas de animal.
Okay.
All right, it's harder, but if you do it, I'll make sure you get that's a great answer. That's a good challenging answer. So good job. All right, let's look at last one, número 5, and then I'm going to give you a partner to practice with. ¿A dónde ibas como un niño or niña? ¿A dónde ibas? I don't know. Who wants it? I think I picked on most of you. ¿A dónde ibas? Maggie? Okay, yo iba a la escuela de pequeños. Good. Anybody else want to give me a different answer? Maddie?
Iba a la Florida.
Oh, good. Iba a la, you got to give it a little accent there. Florida. Got it? Florida. All right, good. So probably you said iba a something. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put you in a little group. And like I said, I really want you to make sure you're practicing these. If you're having a pronunciation problem, that's what's hard with me not being right there because I can't just walk around and listen to you talk. So you need to ask me, right? You can just call me to your room or you can stay on the chat real quick before you go to your room and ask me how to say something. That's one of the hardest things is I don't have as much access to you to help you with your pronunciation. So please ask if something's not flowing and I can at least say it for you, all right? Otherwise, I want you to go to your breakout room. I would like you to go over all 5 questions. I want you to ask and answer all 5 questions in Spanish. All right, so if you need to go back and forth and look at the question and answer, that's fine. If you didn't write your questions, I understand on your answer sheet, or just open 2 windows. So you're looking at the original assignment has the questions, and then you're looking at your answers, so you don't have to go back and forth, all right? So please go to your room. Please turn on your camera if you can. Please turn on your microphone so you're not just sitting there. All right, use your time to practice. Say, hey, I'm Miss Silverly. What's your name? Hi. Do you want to ask me first or you want me to ask you? I know it's a little weird, but I don't want you to just sit there and do nothing. Okay? And then, like I said, let's see, what are we doing on time today? We'll probably just do with 1 partner today. And then tomorrow I'll give you a bunch of different partners to practice with. Okay? So I am opening your chat room, your breakout room. So go say hi and start asking and answering each of these 5 questions, please. Ready, set, go. All right, and then what we'll do here, since there are 3 of you, that's fine. So like Maggie will ask a question and then Unique and Nora answer. And then Unique can ask a question and you 2 answer. And then, what's that? Yeah, you can just use this if you want. I can make it probably a little bigger. Let's see. Maybe? Oh, you're not going to make it bigger. It's not letting me do it. Oh, there we go. All right, can you see this? All right, so Maggie, go ahead and ask number 1.
Cuando era niña joven. Cuando era niña